Okay, I'd like to call this meeting to order. Thank you so much for everyone being here. Tonight, this is awesome. Today is October 15th at 6 p.m. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Call the roll.
Mr. Davis.
Here.
Mr. Bowser.
Here.
Mr. Hostetler.
Here.
And Mrs. McGraw.
Here. I'm standing to the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The next is the approval of the minutes from these two special meetings. Do they need to be broken apart or we can do them both together?
To my knowledge, you can do them together.
Is there a motion to approve the meeting from September 17th and from October 8th?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Call the roll.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mr. Bowser.
I abstain. I was not the one.
Oh. Mr. Hostetler
Yes.
and Mrs. McGraw.
Yes.
We need to do the agenda as well.
Oh, I apologize for that. Is there a motion to approve the agenda? Approve the agenda.
So moved. Yes.
And any discussion?
Mr. Davis,
Yes.
Mr. Bowser,
Yes.
Mr. Hostetler,
Yes.
and Mrs. McGraw.
Yes.
Okay, for our district updates, this month, we have our Spotlight on Education, which is Coventry High School. And Mrs. Norris doing her first presentation as Coventry High School principal. And if I could just share, it's been a delight to watch Mrs. Norris transition into this position. One of the things that I'm amazed by is, we knew going in, it was going to be a strength of hers, is she knows every single student, almost every single student in this building. And I've gotten to the point I kind of enjoy trying to find a student that she doesn't actually know. But she's been doing a great job and excited to see what she shares with you tonight.
Welcome, glad to see such a crowd here tonight. It's nice to see some faces that I haven't seen in a while from my middle school friends, so it's nice to see the smiling faces. So first of all, I want to start off by talking about Comet Kickoff. So we're going to kind of go in order. But Comet Kickoff happens where our upperclassmen volunteer their time instead of being here on the first day of school when they are here on the first day when they don't really have to be, because they're here to mentor our freshmen. And they do a really great job of working with our freshmen and acclimating them to the high school. And this year we did a little something different with Comet Kickoff. Their afternoon portion was 100% focused on Journey of a Comet. And so they participated in some Journey of a Comet activities. Every single station that they went to that afternoon, there were 6 of them, were 100% focused on Journey of a Comet and the traits and Journey of a Comet. So it was really nice to see that from them. The second piece, I got a lot of mileage out of this one, is senior parking spots. If you saw that on social media, there's a great video. It was actually Mrs. McGraw's idea to get some drone footage of the before and after the senior parking spots. And Mr. Dudley from the middle school was kind enough to volunteer his time to come in and operate the drone so we could get drone footage from before, during, and after of when our seniors were able to decorate their parking spaces. They were super excited about being able to do that. Just a great way to kick off their senior year. My favorite part about it wasn't just the seniors decorating their spots. We had whole families here. They set up tents. We had grandparents, siblings, aunts, uncles, you name it. They were here, and it really became like a family event. And that was my favorite thing about it. So we had, they had donuts in the morning, and a parent bought pizza for the entire group. It took us all day, and then we had a second day because we just so happened to have it during band camp week. So we had a second painting day, and I swore I wasn't letting anyone join the crowd late, but I may have done that because they didn't think it would be so cool, and then they figured out it was really cool. So we had 6 kids join in at the last minute and joined the band kids on that day. to paint their spots. So it was really super fun. We had a great time. The really cool part, and we are working with the treasurer's office on this part, is the money that the students paid towards those parking spots is going to go directly back to the students in the form of a scholarship. So every penny that the students paid to paint those parking spots will go directly back to them to further their education. So what a great opportunity for them, and we're very excited about it. We also had a college fair. Mr. Egan puts on the college fair. Mrs. Jabber works really hard to make sure that all of our kids have transcripts. So on that day, they go to each of the colleges and they give them their transcripts, apply right on the spot. All of their application fees are waived that day, so they can apply to as many of the schools as they want to, have their transcripts right there, and they got acceptances to colleges right on the spot. So Mr. Egan puts that together every year, and we had a great participation of our student body, and really excited about that opportunity for our kids as well. Next, we have students digging deeper into their words. Mrs. Wackerly had our students do a gallery walk where they collaborated together to analyze writing and dig deep into what they were doing. So it was really more of like a problem solving, critical thinking kind of thing to help each other in collaboration. You'll see a theme when we talk about the instructional things that we're going to talk about tonight. All of it is really directly related to Journey of a Comet. One of the things that we've talked to the high school staff about is that they don't have to do anything extra in order to include Journey of a Comet in the things that they're doing in their classroom. They don't have to plan an extra activity for Journey of a Comet. They're already doing the things in their classroom. They're doing great work in classroom with kids, and they can really incorporate all of the tenets of Journey of a Comet. We're just asking them to be more intentional about it. So as they're, going through the lessons with the students and they're using collaboration skills where we're expecting our kids to critically think or communicate with one another, we're using that intentional language with our kids to help them to understand that everything that we do in the classroom, outside the classroom, really kind of all goes back to those Journey of a Comet tenets. So very excited that our staff is getting on board with that and, continuing that work with our students. Mr. Pasco's class is working on something called Future Diplomats in Action. And again, he had them simulate an activity with like the United Nations General Assembly where they were problem solving. They had to communicate with each other and then simulate an act of the United Nations. So again, incorporating that Journey of a Comet right into some things in his social studies classroom. Also, continuing with the theme, Ms. Zajak's students working collaboratively together in order to show like the role that each thing plays in science, where they were talking about fluid level colors and making sure that the body stays in perfect balance. They did an assignment in class and did a lab where they had to demonstrate that and really worked on their collaboration skills with that. Homecoming. A lot of people to thank for homecoming. I won't read all this to you tonight, but when you guys get this, you can take a peek at it. This is the email actually that I sent to the staff on Monday. We had a really great homecoming celebration this last weekend. And it really took a lot of work from a lot of people. Sharon T, our student council advisor, did a great job putting homecoming together. But we had certified staff, classified staff, and the admin team worked really hard together to make sure that our kids had a great weekend and a great event on Saturday night. They had a great time. And, one of the things that I need to say is that Mr. Budd and Mr. Vaughn is each time that we get to a first event for me, like my first high school experience in this particular event, they've really been instrumental in helping me through those things. And, each event that I get, for the first time, they coach me through and help me and make sure that, we're getting all the things together that we need to do. The homecoming pictures were taken actually by junior student, Alexis Knapp. She is a student who works in the design program at the PLCC. And her work's going to be shown off a couple of times in this presentation, but she took all of those pictures for me. She put this slide together. She put the next slide together for me. So she had pictures for the dance, pictures from the game, and you will see her around at different events. She was at volleyball senior night last night. She goes to all of the different events, takes pictures, and then, she does some things in class with them. And she does a really, really nice job. So you're gonna see more of Lexi stuff throughout this year and probably next year too, because I figured out that she does really great work. And, she's gonna be able to take some things quite truthfully off of my plate in the things that she's doing. She's doing really great work and I'm super proud of her. The next piece, there's a little story that goes with this. It's actually a long story, but I promise I will shorten it for you. This came up as a result of an experience I had after the first football game of the season. The Manchester game was a little rough for our boys. I will tell you though, they earned a lesson in perseverance that night, tying right into that journey of a comet. Those boys kept working really hard. They kept their chins up. They represented our community with dignity and class, and I couldn't be prouder of them. But as they were walking off the field that night, most of the kids that were already in the locker room, I was standing just inside the fence line and freshman Ben Smith was walking towards me. And if you know Benny, Benny's a freshman, he starts varsity and Benny was looking real beat up that night. And, he's got ice on his shoulder, he's walking through, he's exhausted. And as he's walking towards me, I just shot him a little smile and he looked up at me and he said, "Where's the horse?" And I said, "Yeah, Ben." He goes, "Thanks for being here tonight." And I was like, "Of course, Benny. It was my pleasure to be here tonight. No, Miss Norris, thanks for coming out." "You're welcome, Ben." And so it really kind of struck me a little bit. And I thought, of all of the things that could happen that night, that they had a rough night. And for him at the very end of that game to thank me for coming just really, caused a little spur of emotion in me. And Lexi Knapp that I was just talking about, you can see here, this is the front of a postcard. This is the back. And so that experience with Ben just caused me to get a little bit of an idea where, the most important thing that we can do for our kids is show up. And that's what I said in my email that weekend to the staff after the Manchester game, is that Ben Smith just really underscored a lesson for me that night, is that all the things that could go wrong, all of the things that happen in the course of a day, the number one most important thing we can do for our students is to show up. And so as a result, I thought, what if our kids just invited people to come watch them play? Mom and dad are gonna come probably no matter what. But what about those other people? What about their brother? What about their sister? What about their aunt? What about their youth pastor? What about a former teacher? Like, who comes to watch them play, right? And kids have a lot of people that care about them. And people always are like, I'll try to get to a game. This is a personal invitation from a kid. So the other pictures that you see on the board are people who showed up for kids. And Mr. Mel and Mrs. Crum have gotten a lot of mileage on this one for sure. But that has been great. But the first one I got is in the top left-hand corner, and that one came from Travis Chapman, who said, "My sister has never seen me run." And so his sister came out. That was the very first one I got back from a kid. So, you can see, just we've got volleyball, soccer, football, what else? Yeah, volleyball, soccer, and football, and cross country. Those are the ones that I got. So, there are more out there. And they just said, "Oh, I just forgot to email it." Well, let me tell you, I'm just gonna stay on the email, but we're gonna do this in the winter too. So just a little thing to make something special for kids. So thanks for indulging me with my story. Last week, our students went to the elementary school at the invitation of Mr. Savage. So we sent about 4 athletes from each team, also members of our band, who went up to the high school and welcomed the elementary students out of their cars. So they worked the car rider line, welcomed the elementary kids to school. They got lots of fist bumps, lots of high fives, and they were super excited to do it. They all came back to school and were like, "When can we go again?" So they were really excited. So Mr. Savage and I are definitely going to think of some more opportunities to get our high school kids up to the elementary school, because we're not sure who liked it more, them or the elementary kids. We're not sure. So good stuff. Mr. Jameson, who's here tonight, Mr. Jameson's students are doing some fun stuff. They are gearing up for a contest, and they're developing like their own countries, and they're in training and using their creativity and collaboration skills in class, and they're working in teams, which also, is all related to Journey of a Comet. So we're excited about that. They're actually hanging out in the cafeteria. If you take a peek at them when you go. But again, going right along with our theme of Journey of a Comet, great things that are happening in our high school classrooms. Music department had the opportunity to go to the Maslin Band Show, which is an invite-only band show. Most of the bands that were there were all 150 members plus. Our little band had 47 and they were amazing. That 47 students, they sounded fantastic. I know Mr. Fisk was there that night as well. And it was just a really great time watching our band. They did such a great job. And they also went to the St. B Band Show this year. The picture at the top, we had some alumni band members join us. So the band has been working very hard and they, like I said, 47 members strong and they sound great. So just the musical quality coming out of those kids is amazing. People were always like, oh, that Hudson band, they're so loud. Yeah, they're loud, but I'm not sure about the musical quality of that very loud band. And I know what the musical quality of our band is, and I'm super proud of them and the work that Mr. Cummings and Mr. Hatches do with our kids. Just a couple more Journey of a Comet things related to class. We have a few students in their advisory who like to do puzzles. They don't have any, pressing assignment that they need to accomplish, and so they did an impossible puzzle. I remember those boys doing puzzles in middle school too, so they still have that puzzle bug and they love to do it. And then Mrs. Stacy's math class using cards to develop a 5x5 grid. They had, and then everything had to add up to 31. And they only had like 15 minutes to do that, so they had to work collaboratively with each other in order to do that. Mrs. Tucker's group using creativity. Thanks, Mrs. Tucker, for being here tonight. They were using some creativity, and she explained this project to me in class. I thought it was so cool. Like, if a student is babysitting and they're like at a house and these kids don't know what to do and they may not have any toys to play with or whatever, raid the junk drawer and make something fun with it. And that's what the kids did in her class. They raided the junk drawer and they made something fun that they could do with kids. So it was a really cool thing. The kids were excited about it. They loved when I stopped into the classroom, showing me what they came up with and talking with me about their projects. And Mrs. Tucker was excited to share it with me as well. So just good creativity stuff. Art classes, our AP art kids participated in a Zoom with a retired art teacher who now lives in Lake Norman, North Carolina. She's a professor. And so our art students were able to collaborate with her and get feedback on their projects. So just a really good opportunity to get another set of eyes on their work and have, be able to work with an art expert. So very excited that Mr. Hutch planned that. Our PLCC kids, our juniors in particular, wearing their kindness shirts. And those are things that they had at PLCC, like the whole PLCC, got to wear those shirts. And really it was about spreading kindness and respecting each other. And what a great lesson to, to teach our kids. And we're happy that that's being reinforced at the PLCC and happy for the partnership that we have there. Athletics, finally, we're almost there. So in athletics, we have the fall sports offerings there. We have one up there that we haven't previously had. So just want to bring that to your attention. We had enough students this year for a JV golf team. We've not had enough students for a JV golf team in the past, but that is something that we had enough students for this year. So I wanted to make sure aware that we had enough students for a JV golf team. The MAC conference, this is our last year in the MAC conference, and they do a great leadership conference for students. This year was at Springfield, so we were able to send 20 athletes to Springfield. And one of the things that they worked on when they were there was the concept of accountability. Again, tying in that Journey of a Comet very nicely. Volleyball team 15-6. A couple of those losses are to Norton, who's undefeated in the MAC, doing a great job over there. And but our volleyball team last night, they played Perry and took Perry to 4 sets. Really nice job with that. We have a sectional game tomorrow night. So if you're a volleyball fan, we're hosting 2 volleyball games tomorrow night. The first one involves Field and Beaumont, but we are game 2 tomorrow night. And we have Niles McKinley as our first game in the tournament. So certainly good luck to our girls. They worked really, really hard and we're hoping that they can bring home a victory tomorrow night. Have some football. Our kids won 30-0 on Friday night. Very exciting for them to be able to ring the victory bell on their homecoming night. Again, we had a great night on Friday night. Upcoming athletic events, we have cross country at Glen Oak on, I think that's Saturday, right? And then football Friday night at Ravenna. Next week's our last home night, senior night, on the 24th. Girls basketball, see, we're not getting back to basketball season already. Basketball starts November 25th and 28th, and we have a very large wrestling tournament here on December 6th. Bringing that up because I will not see you guys in this kind of presentation again until probably after our winter seasons or at the very end of our winter season. So don't forget about our winter sports kids. Some of you may end up on the receiving end of some invitations, so maybe I'll see you. Thank you, Mr. Bud, my wingman, and have a great night. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Norris. Before we go on to the rest of the agenda, I would just like to point out that we have another guest in the audience here that you may not recognize. We have Mrs. Tripney, who is the new superintendent of the Portage Lakes Career Center. And she's just visiting just to get a better feel for Coventry and what goes on here at Coventry. Welcome. And those are all the items under our district updates.
Okay, so the next portion of our meeting is citizen participation, and thank you for being here. So this is kind of how this works. Everyone in this order that Mrs. Evans liked me to do this in. So this order, each of you will have 3 minutes to speak. I have a timer on my phone, and this is a time for you to tell us your thoughts. We don't necessarily reply back to you while you're speaking. We just want to hear what you have to say. And I'll just say it's been 3 minutes if you have reached that time. But thank you so much. We're excited to hear what you have to say. And so if you want to stand kind of right up here, these two units here pick up the video. So you'd have to come up to the front here in that general area there. You're standing. Okay, so our first person is Mrs. Doherty. Do you like to come up?
Are you here? That's great.
Yeah, you can come over here. Yeah.
Here we go.
Thank you.
I'm Amanda Doherty. I've been a resident over 50 years here. First, I wanted to express the newspaper article talking about all the money Coventry has, which is great, but we're lacking teachers and bus drivers, and I'm sad every meeting it's never addressed. And then regarding the expenditures for the electric gate installed at the middle school, according to available information, this project cost the district more than $18,500, despite the fact the existing gate could have been repaired. The justification provided, citing safety concern, does not appear to align with the actual outcome. The new gate, while automated, does not enhance security in any meaningful way, as the area remains accessible via the bog path. Spending nearly $19,000 on a feature that provides little to no additional safety for the staff or students raises legitimate questions about fiscal responsibility and decision-making priorities. Further, I understand that the new gate requires a punch code to operate, yet an additional funds, approximately $357 each, were spent to purchase these remote openers for convenience. This level of spending for individual comfort when the district faces ongoing financial constraints and staffing shortages is deeply concerning. Every other district employee parks in the designated lots and walks into their building, including the superintendent. The use of remotes for selective individuals presents an iniquity and unnecessary expenditures of public funds. It is disheartening that such discriminatory spending is prioritized while the district continues to struggle to provide competitive wages for teachers and support staff. Our educators and classified employees, those directly serving students, deserve to know that district funds are being allocated with fairness, prudence, and transparency. Taxpayers deserve transparency. Staff deserves fairness. The only checks and balances that can be seen in the Treasurer's Department It's them writing checks and approving them, and the only balance is imbalance. The board owes the community and all the amazing employees of Coventry real accountability, not excuses. I respectfully ask the board and the Treasury Department to review the process that allows these purchases, assess the actual safety benefits, and ensure strong checks and balances are in place for further expenditures. Public confidence in our district's financial integrity depends on it. Thank you for attention in this matter. I look forward to seeing greater transparency and accountability in how taxpayer dollars are managed moving forward with other unnecessary spending. Lastly, for the
Your time
business
is
owners
up,
on the
ma'am.
board, this is how you would run your company. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Mrs. Tucker?
Members of the board, at the last meeting, a board member asked what teachers need. Tonight, we would like to respond to that question ourselves. Many Coventry teachers are also Coventry graduates. We are deeply connected to this community as residents, parents, and proud educators, and have devoted our careers to serving the children of this district. We know we will never earn the highest salaries or enjoy extravagant raises. However, we stay because we love our students and we love our community. We stay because teaching is not just what we do, it is who we are. When we say we serve, we mean it. We serve our students every day, academically, emotionally, and socially. We spend our own money to buy supplies, decorate our classrooms, provide materials for our students, to make learning very possible when budgets sometimes fall short. We sit in broken chairs at desks with drawers that no longer open, in some of our schools that is, and we use broken file cabinets while a brand new desk sits in the treasurer's office for a position not yet approved. We do not say this to complain, but to illustrate how far teachers stretch themselves to make sure our students never go without. At the September 17th board meeting, the workload of the treasurer was discussed and defended. While we understand the demands of that role, it's important to recognize that teachers also carry tremendous responsibility. Being accountable for the education, the safety, and emotional well-being of students cannot be measured in spreadsheets. Teachers spend hours beyond their contracted time, planning, grading, attending student events, many times on the weekends, writing grants, and buying classroom supplies, all because our students are worth it. Teachers face a wide range of responsibilities across all grade levels, adapting to new curriculum, shifting state standards, evolving laws, and reductions in staff. Especially here at the high school, we lost like 4 or 5 staff members. These challenges come without additional support, without additional staff, and without additional compensation. Yet teachers continue to rise to the occasion. To suggest that any financial responsibility carries more weight than shaping lives and safeguarding children, it only diminishes the work that we do every day. If rising to meet these challenges is considered acceptable for teachers, then the same standard should apply to any and all departments in this district. Sincerely, Coventry Education Association.
Ms. Meekins?
Members of the board. It was stated by a board member at the September 17th board meeting that the treasurer earns $10,000 less than a treasurer in Hudson. Teachers would like to offer a fuller picture. A starting teacher in Coventry earns as much as $12,069 less than a starting teacher in Hudson. And a retiring teacher earns as much as $38,546 less than a retiring teacher there. It was also stated that out of the 14 Summit County districts reviewed by the school board, the treasurer ranks 11 out of 14. By comparison, Coventry teachers rank 16 out of 16 among Summit County schools. If it is acceptable for the treasurer's salary to be compared to peers in other districts, it should be just as reasonable for teachers to expect the same consideration. A Coventry teacher who spends their entire career here will earn nearly $400,000 less than peers in neighboring districts. That disparity continues into retirement, resulting in an approximately $250,000 loss in retirement earnings. These are not abstract numbers. They are life-altering realities that affect not only our teachers, but the long-term stability of our schools. Such inequalities make Coventry feel like a stepping stone rather than a place to build a career, creating a revolving door of educators. That is not what our students deserve. We have been told Coventry has an $11 million surplus, a rainy day fund. Yet for teachers, every day feels like a rainy day. We are told no when we request basic classroom items, while we continue to spend our own money and personal time to make sure students have what they need. Investing in people, in teachers, is not wasteful. It is essential. Sincerely, Coventry Education Association.
Members of the board, Coventry teachers have shown unwavering dedication through years of financial emergencies, pay freezes, and broken promises. We have stayed when others left. We have adapted to new curricula, new standards, and fewer resources without complaint. We have done more with less because our students are worth it. But it is heartbreaking to realize that while we continue to give everything, our voices are still not being heard. We understand that the treasurer's office feels overworked and deserves support, but please recognize, so do we. There is more than one department in this district. Teachers face overflowing classes, changing schedules, and constant new expectations without extra help or compensation. Every corner of our district needs attention, not just one. Trust has been broken, and it cannot be repaired by words alone. It will take action, fair treatment, respect, and genuine recognition of what teachers contribute every single day. We hope that as decisions are made, the board listens to the people who are in the classrooms, working directly with students and seeing firsthand what this district truly needs. We are proud to serve Coventry alongside all other stakeholders in the district. We simply ask to be heard, respected, and valued equitably in return. Sincerely, Coventry Education Association. And I have a few more minutes, so I just want to say, I like to talk, but it is breast cancer month, and I did not wear my yellow because I'm a breast cancer survivor. And I talk about showing up. I have shown up, and I know all of us have, but just a personal thing. I got diagnosed in 2020 and in August, and I didn't have my surgery till September. So I had a breast biopsy, MRI. Didn't go as planned, had to get stitches. I showed up that night with an ice pack and did my open house because the kids deserve it. And the parents want to see their teacher because I was not going to be there only for a few weeks. And I wanted to meet them and just give them security that like, hey, I understand this is going to be rough. I'm going to be gone for like the first half of the year, but I'm here. Also in 2024, I had my 6th surgery of recovery. And when I had it, didn't go as planned at all. End up having a drain in my leg for 10 weeks, which is craziness. But it was in June that I had the surgery. And I was only planning on taking off 3 weeks because that's all the sick days I had. And I came to open house again with a drain stitched into my leg, wearing like flowy pants so they couldn't see. Again, because my kids were gonna have a student teacher, or not student teacher, sorry, a substitute for a couple weeks. And I just wanted to give the parents, you know, hey, like, I'm gonna be out a few weeks. This is, you know, what's going on. It's gonna be okay. The person I have, Chad, he can trust him. I've talked to him. He's doing my lesson plan. This is a thing. So I just wanted to kind of say, like, it is time to show up. Like, it is time to show up. We show up for our students. It is time for the whole district to show up because the kids deserve it. Because there's so many stories I could stand up here and tell you. I had a kid with no bed this week. He hasn't been sleeping in a bed. He was sleeping literally in my class, and Mr. Steiger can attest, we let him sleep a little bit because like, he's not gonna learn if he's falling asleep. We worked with his ref map and he does have a bed, thank goodness. But like, these are the things that you guys don't see in the first line of defense, that we have to teach and do these things. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what we have to do. Like, we're not only just coming teaching, we are dealing with these situations that are not good, but like that we come here and we show up. So I'm asking you to show up. Like we show up, all of us can just show up for this district because we do stay and it's not for the pay, trust me, because a lot of my friends have left. We don't stay for the pay. It's because like I was telling some other parents, I stay here because I love these kids and I love seeing them in high school. I love seeing them when they graduate. I love seeing Carson Caracas who's in New York and he's gonna be a doctor. Like I love seeing that because I had him in fourth grade. So just, we need to show up.
I'm sure. So we have our statement and we have all signed it. So on behalf of CEA, we have this signed copy of our statement from all the teachers to show our collective response, whether they are in attendance or not. And then this is the original copy for you.
Are you gonna speak as well?
No, that's all. That was my speech. Here's my letter. It's, the statement is what the teachers already read. This is just a copy for you to have.
Mr. Phillips?
Anthony Phillips, lifelong resident, graduate. Never thought I'd be reading a statement from a bunch of former teachers of mine, so. So during the 2020 and 21 school year, the treasurer's office employed 4 individuals. Sherry Tyson, treasurer, Megan Pittman, accounting assistant, Kim Blackard, financial assistant, and Susan Oldham, EMIS coordinator. The total salary expenditure for these 4 positions was $236,421. In the 21-22 school year, after Lisa Blau moved from superintendent to treasurer, the office was reduced to 3 employees. Blau as treasurer, Shannon Demita, EMIS and fiscal systems coordinator, and Blackard, financial assistant. Despite having 1 fewer position, total salaries for the office increased to $248,914, which is $12,493 more than the previous year. It's also important to note that the EMIS coordinator position was not replaced, and those duties were absorbed into the new EMIS and fiscal systems coordinator role. Over time, titles and job descriptions within the treasurer's office have continued to change. At the June 29th, 2023 board meeting, Kim Blackard's title was changed from fiscal or financial assistant to financial specialist to according to the meeting notes, better reflect her responsibilities. At the May 15th, 2024 board meeting, both the financial specialist and the EMIS and fiscal systems coordinator job descriptions were updated, and the latter title was changed to director of fiscal systems. The ongoing narrative is that the treasurer's office operates with 2.5 employees, since Demita is described as spending half her time on EMIS duties and half on financial duties. However, her official job description clearly states that she reports to the treasurer and that the EMIS duties are part of her position. Based on the documentation, it's more accurate to say the treasurer's office has 3 full-time employees. These changing titles and shifting job descriptions appear to support a flexible narrative rather than reflect actual reductions in staff or spending. Although it has been stated that restructuring saves money, the salary data from 21 and 22 school years show the opposite, with higher total pay for fewer positions. In 25, the school board approved 2 new job descriptions that would benefit the office. An executive assistant to the treasurer approved on June 18th, 25, and a financial assistant to the treasurer approved on June 26th of 25. The treasurer's office has continued to seek approval to hire for the financial assistant position without success so far. This raises concern about whether the next request will be to move forward with filling or funding the executive assistant position as well. Given the information, the continued addition and reshaping of positions within the treasurer's office raises concerns about transparency and fiscal responsibility. The frequent adjustments to job titles and descriptions make it difficult to understand true staffing levels and spending. The key question is, if salary costs increase when one position was eliminated, how can the district justify adding more positions in a department that already cost more to operate than before? The school board and the community deserve clear data, explanations supported by consistent documentation rather than changing narratives.
Thank you for bringing. The next part of our meeting is school board comments, Board of Education comments.
I would like to comment, first of all, Mrs. Norris and the outstanding group and what has been going on at the high school. They always talk about a high school experience. I remember back in the COVID days, those kids never got that high school experience that we're talking about today. We're talking about that homecoming, those types of things. The football team winning some games was great. The volleyball team has beat St. D here the other day. The band and the Maslin show, I mean, we have some great students here and the staff is working their ears off to do these things and it's great. And I really appreciate, from my viewpoint, being an ex-teacher and going on and seeing what you people are doing. And it is amazing what can happen when people get together and solve problems and go on and move on with what's been going on and continue those strides that have been made and how much things have changed in the last 15 years or so, when we were in fiscal emergency and having problems and the teaching staff taking that brunt, but we're slowly starting to come back. And the kids are responding. And we have a staff that's responding. And those are important issues right there. Next.
Yeah, I'll say a couple of things. First of all, thank you for your presentation as usual. When this happens with the schools presenting, it was awesome. It's cool to see all the cool stuff going on. I can only speak for some of the cross-country participants, but the show up invitation was a great idea. It was awesome. They took it very seriously. I was kind of personally from the outside looking in, surprised how seriously they took it and who were they going to invite. And so that was fantastic. So thank you so much. And congratulations. It just seems like it's going really well there and you're doing a great job. So thank you. I know we typically don't respond, but I do want to respond a little bit to some of the comments that Ms. Doherty made about the gate at the middle school. I'm kind of surprised and a little disappointed because I talked to you personally about this. And we had about $40,000 worth of stuff stolen from that back area behind the middle school a few years ago. This wasn't just this year presented that we just bought that gate. And when our custodial staff saw the people loading a pickup truck in the back lot behind the middle school, they drove out, they destroyed the gate. So we could have just fixed the existing gate that they had broken through and that they destroyed when they left, but that wasn't going to solve the problem. So I'm telling you, there is not a pickup truck or a little car that could drive through that existing gate. We did that to solve a problem. You know that. We talked about it. Thank you. And regarding all the teachers, first of all, thank you for coming. Anybody who knows me knows that I love when people show up, particularly when people show up and talk. So thank you, all of you who have done that over many years, Amanda, many weeks, Amanda, including you. I do appreciate it. We've taken all you've said very seriously. It's kind of heartbreaking to hear that the quote about every day seems like a rainy day. I know you all are very, very, very dedicated, but that quote is, it's just very sad. And I'm sorry to hear that that's how some of the staff see every day here as a rainy day. I know the students don't see it that way, and I know a lot of teachers do not. But thank you for preparing a statement. Thank you for standing up here and giving us your perspective on how you see where we are and perhaps where we're going. We have taken your comments very seriously, all of you, particularly about the treasurer's office, some of those positions. We are working on alternative ways to address issues that I think are really important to teachers, about accounts, about funding, about other stuff. And we're just trying to do it the best way that we can do it. Are we perfect? No, definitely not. Maybe our ideas were not the best way to go about bringing this forward, but we're still trying to look at this. We're trying to find alternative ways to address some of those problems that we've been presented with. And hopefully over the next, I don't know, a few weeks, month, couple of months, we'll have some different ideas, and we'll go from there, and hopefully people will be more supportive. Thank you.
I just want to thank everyone for being here. I know pretty much all your faces, and I'm appreciative of all of you. You've had my kids growing up, and I'm just really thankful to see you show up every day to do your job. Even when it's hard. In the comment with Mrs. DeMapp about, you do more than just teaching. You're like psychiatrists, psychologists, all the letters, and also you teach whatever class you're teaching, and it does not go unnoticed. The fact that the kids invite these teachers to come and you show up, it's a big heart. I know you have a big heart, and we appreciate that. The people in this room, us included, Mr. Fisk and the Treasurer's Department, all of us are Coventry. We are all on the same team. How we make that work together we need to figure it out. There shouldn't be an us versus them or a we versus them, that type of thing. I would love to see us come together and be more supportive, figure it out and go forward. I've asked a handful of teachers, what do you need? And I'm not getting anything other than pay me more money. So I get it, but what can we give you in your classroom? What can we give you? How does that work? What do you need to do that job? That's more than teaching whatever the topic it is that you're teaching. We should have a good discussion about that. We're in a position to do that. Going forward, we can decide kind of what we want to be when we grow up, because we're in a really good position to do that, and we need your input for that as well. I see some faces nodding no and yes and all the things, and I don't mean this to sound condescending in any way. I mean it to be let's use all our journey of a comet characteristics and like work together to try and make it better. Or we can complain about it and nothing happens, or we can work together and make good things happen, which is our goal. And I would ask all of you to be helpful in that. And then I don't know what it looks like going forward, but I'd like to try. And if you guys could come to the table with open minds and try, and we can do the same thing, then it comes a we, because we're what Coventry is together.
Can I say one follow-up on that?
Yeah.
Ms. Stucker, thank you for bringing up, I know it was just one item, but about the tables and the chairs and the classrooms. And it looks like a Frankenstein's monster, and allows rooms, all the desks are all different heights, the chairs are all different. We've like cobbled that together out of decades, in some cases of like used stuff. So that is like at least one very concrete suggestion that would go a long way, at least in making the rooms feel more inviting and comfortable for students and teachers. So thank you for that.
And one more thing to say, Mrs. Papp is not here this evening. Her husband has been very ill. And so I just want to know my thoughts and prayers are with her while she's dealing with a personal situation. So we just want to, she's not here for any other reason other than a personal situation.
Yeah, not much from me. A lot's been said already. Thank you, Mrs. Norris, for the presentation. Like Chris, I do truly appreciate when a lot of people show up to the meetings. I listen intently. I have a page of notes of what you guys spoke about. We have this printed out as well, so get all into consideration for sure. But it is very good to hear from the people that are on the front lines and doing this every day. So thank you for the feedback.
Right? Okay, so the next part of our meeting is superintendent comments. You can stay and listen. We would love you to, or if you'd like to leave, you can as well. Actually, we allow that to happen. But
All right, superintendent recommendations. Number one, certified personnel. Number one is a retirement resignation amendment. It's recommended the board accept the amended resignation date due to retirement of the following employee. And that's Ms. Masters from Coventry Middle School, effective January 16th, 2026. And I was looking around, I don't think I missed her. I don't think she's here. Recognize her if she was. Okay. Mrs. Masters just decided that it made more sense for her to retire this semester than to stay the rest of the year. So we did definitely wish her well. Number two is rescind fall coaching supplemental. It's recommended that the board rescind the following coaching supplemental contract approved at the September 17th, 2025 Board of Education meeting. And that's from Mr. Duty, who was not going to be able to meet the time obligation after he had accepted the position. Number three, the fall supplemental coaching contract for 25-26. It's recommended the board grant and or reissue the following supplemental coaching contract for the 25-26 school year, noting that non-staff contracts are contingent upon receipt of a clear record of the required background check. And a name that we're used to seeing is he's a huge supporter of our district is Mr. Furno, who has been volunteering with the team previously, but he is stepping in to fill that assistant coaching position that was vacated by Mr. Duty. Number four, supplemental coaching contracts 25-26. It's recommended the board grant and or reissue the following supplemental coaching contracts for the 25-26 school year for exhibit S1. Non-staff contracts are contingent upon receipt of a clear record of required background checks. And based on the list, the only new additions to that list are the two girls basketball positions that Mr. Coach Hooten has been able to fill, as well as Mr. Taylor has filled a 7th grade opening that he had still in his program, which will be split between those two young men there. Number five, CMS band and choir supplemental contracts 25-26. It's recommended the board grant the following CMS band and choir supplemental contracts for the 25-26 school year, and those are for Mr. Hadges and Mr. Bailoff. Number six, building supplemental contracts 25-26. It's recommended the board grant the following supplemental contracts for the 25-26 school year per exhibit S2. And as a reminder, those are determined at the building level. Number seven is additional supplemental contract requests. It's recommended that the board approve the following additional CES building supplemental contracts for the 25-26 school year. Mr. Savage had asked if he could present those three items to you. One of the very first one there is our running club, noting that we have 94 students at the elementary that sign up and participate in that, which is way too many students just for 2 staff members. So they're asking for that. And then the next two are STEAM and the Green Thumb Club. I know Mrs. Lawrence and Mr. Steiger have submitted grants to the Coventry Foundation to help support those programs. And so the elementary is also asking if you will consider those two additional as well. And those are all of the items under personnel certified.
is there a motion to approve these recommendations?
So moved.
I'll second that. Any discussion? The STEAM Makerspace Club and the Green Thumb just sounds like a really cool opportunity for our kids. Thank you, Mr. Steiger. Thank you, and Mrs. Lawrence for bringing that up, and for I saw a list of all the things that you guys are going to buy and do some really fun stuff in there for the kids. It's awesome. And the running club, they did give us a presentation last year of all the kids running, and I just thought that was just a great idea. Thanks for getting our kids moving. Any other discussion? No, roll.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mr. Fowler,
Yes.
Mr. Hostetler,
Yes.
and Mrs. McGraw.
Yes.
Item number two, personnel classified. Number one, employment. It's recommended the board approve the following for the positions indicated. That's Mr. Harpster, who you remember as a Coventry graduate, and he is going to school, I believe, at Akron. And he heard that we had an opening, and everybody just loves Clayton, and he wanted to come back and do this as his college job. So we're excited to have him. The staff loves him. He's a great worker. We're excited to have him. And then Mrs. Spuler, who is filling one of our hard to fill positions at the elementary school, which is our lunch and recess assistants. And those are all of the items under personnel classified.
Is there a motion to approve this recommendation?
So moved. Second, I'll second.
Oh, Dan and then Josh.
Sure.
Any discussion?
Parks.
Call the roll.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mr. Bowser,
Yes.
Mr. Hostetler,
Yes.
and Mrs. McCraw.
Yes.
Number 3, other business items, recommendations. Number 1, contract with Applewood Center. It's recommended the board approve the contract with Applewood Center for a resident student who has been court ordered to a residential facility at a cost of $298.91 per day. It's just a reminder, this is a student that would normally attend Coventry local schools, but has been placed by the courts in a alternative facility, and thus we're legally required to support that, the educational funding required for that student. Number 2 is a wrestling trip. It is recommended that the board approve the following trips at no cost to the district, and entire trips are paid for by using wrestling fundraising. The first one's Varsity City Wrestling at the Whiteside Invitational, which, just for your knowledge, that's near St. Clairsville. I believe it's on the OU Eastern campus. And the Varsity Wrestling Blazer Invitational at National Trail High School on February 6th, and that's outside of the Dayton area. And number 3 is the revised policies and procedures. It's recommended that the board complete the second reading of the revised and or deleted policies and or procedures for approval for Exhibit S3, and nothing in those policies has changed since the first reading. And those are all of, I'm sorry, one more. And number 4, accept donations. It's recommended the board accept the following donation for the 25-26 school year, $16,968 to repair 2 CES HVA units. And that's from an anonymous donor that we're extremely grateful for, as we all know, is going through our facility project. One of the largest liabilities we have facility-wise are the large number of HVAC units on the top of the elementary. So this will help repair 2 of them, which is a huge relief of some of our liability for those units on that roof. Now, those are all of the items under other business.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve these recommendations?
Moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
No, I have a request, and I know some people that, but if anybody knows, whenever something's anonymous, like I respect that. But if anybody knows who the anonymous donor is, please let them know. Thank you, like big thank you. That is, I think, by far, facility wise, the biggest like gray cloud hanging over this district is maintaining those HVAC, units up there. So thank you, whoever that is. If anybody knows, please let them know.
For the Applewood Center, does the judge specify what facility the student has to go to, or do we have a choice?
We don't, it's a collaboration between, I would think, the attorneys, the judge, the parents that item. All of those individuals determine where's best. And a lot of times it's based on, these students are typically in a foster home or something, and that foster home may be located in that area.
Okay, I was just curious how that worked. Yeah, thanks.
Any other comments?
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mr. Bowser,
Yes.
Mr. Hostetler,
Yes.
and Mrs. McCraw.
Yes.
The last item is number 4, central office. It is for a stipend. It's recommended the board approve a stipend for the work indicated for Mrs. Kelly Ratcliffe in the sum of $5,000 as a transportation, clerical, and supervisory support. As I've shared in the past, we have a very difficult situation going on our transportation department. Last year, at one point, we had to cancel school because we had too many bus drivers that are ill. Most of our bus routes are doubled up. And when any of our drivers are absent, Mrs. Smith has to rework the routes, hoping that 2 routes touch the one that for the driver that's not there, and triple a route. That is knowledge that is inherently within Mrs. Smith's mind. She is a savant in that transportation department. I spent the better part of a few weeks ago, every morning in her office, trying to support as best I could, with the anxiety and stress that she was dealing with. She runs a department that she is the only one that has that knowledge. And after spending a week with her, it made me very concerned for our district operations, that we have no one that could step in if she got sick. If you remember a few years ago, quite a few years ago, I believe, she had a health issue and she needed to be off for a period of time. She actually had to work from home to support the district's operations because just no one has that level of knowledge. So in speaking with Ms. Ratcliffe, I felt being a local resident for a number of years, she had a great knowledge of the district, the roads in which we have struggled to get buses up and down. She is willing to learn the Versatrans software so that she could step in an unexpected or expected absence of Mrs. Smith and maintain our district operations. Without a backup, I'm concerned that if Mrs. Smith needed to miss a few days of work, it could potentially shut our entire district down because we just have no one that can do or has the knowledge that she has. So my request to you is that stipend to provide a backup so we can maintain operations in the absence of Mrs. Smith. And those are all of the items under central office.
Is there a motion to approve this motion?
So moved. Second.
Discussion?
No, I just make one other quick comment. Like Kelly Ratcliffe, I don't know if you know, she also is a Coventry graduate. So when you say she's been a resident living here for a number of years, she's been a resident living here for many, like going way back. Yeah, so definitely.
And thank you for that tidbit. What about Kelly?
Kelly's an amazing director for
Yeah.
our district. She's a true asset.
Yeah,
Both
someone
ends.
like that, you have to cherish that.
Oh, Kelly and Kelly and
Kelly and Kelly.
thank you so much. Right, is that it? Call
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mr. Bowser.
Yes.
Mr. Hostetler.
Yes.
Mrs. McGraw.
yes.
Under the treasurer's items this evening, we have item 1. The board. It is recommended that the board approve and place on file the September 2025 financial report reconciliation per Exhibit T1. Item 2, it is recommended that the board approve the POs over 5,000 per Exhibit T2. Item 3, it is recommended that the board approve the contract with Competitive Power Virtues to provide retail power starting January 1, 2026 through January 1, 2028 for Exhibit T3. And finally, number 4, it is recommended the board approve the engagement terms with the auditor of state to audit basic financial statements and related discourse present fairly in all material respects, the district's financial position, changes in financial position, required budgetary comparisons and cash flows where applicable, in conformity with U.S. general accepted accounting principles as outlined in Exhibit T4. And that concludes items 1 through 4.
Is there a motion to approve these recommendations?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Were there any POs added to the list since the Monday review?
No.
Okay. So
I
have a
did add
copy
the
of it.
additional information
Okay.
regarding the potential to have the item reimbursed for AI training.
Okay.
It's the 28,000, I think it was.
Okay.
Any other comments? Call
Mr. Davis,
Yes.
Mr. Bowser.
Yes.
Mr. Hostetler,
Yes.
and Mrs. Mrs. McGraw.
yes.
There are no items under board recommendations.
There's no,
Is there a need for executive session?
there's no.
We're ready to adjourn.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
Moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Well, don't vote for anything.
Yeah.
So glad you did. So glad you did. What's that? Good night, everyone.